Welcome back to the workbench. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm not going to talk about a product review. I'm not going to talk about shooting or cleaning or anything like that. I'm actually just going to share a story with you. Recently I was out shooting with my 22 pistol, and for those of you who have 22 caliber ammunition or 22 caliber firearms, you know that finding 22 caliber ammunition was a little difficult for a while a couple years back, and it's just starting to get back to where things should be in terms of being able to find it in stores. For those of you who are saying, well, I still can't find it, well, you're probably looking in the wrong place. Don't go to Walmart. You're not going to find ammunition at Walmart because everybody looks there. You might have to buy it online. If your state doesn't allow online purchases, then I'm not exactly sure what you can do there. But I have found plenty of ammunition for 22 caliber and good quality ammunition too. CCIs, Remington, some federal stuff. There's good quality ammunition out there now. But for a while there wasn't good quality ammunition, and people were shooting, old ammunition or cheap ammunition. As you can see here, this is Remington. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up on video, but I promise you that's a Remington stamp on the back there. I got this as a Christmas present. It was a box of 50 Remington Thunderbolt ammunition. Nothing special, but definitely not, cheap ammunition. I had something happen to me when shooting this ammunition, which is why I'm holding this shell here, that I've never had happen before. Casing, for those of you who are really going to be sticklers about it. I actually had a failure to extract, and when the firearm failed, I'll use my 9mm to demonstrate here. When the firearm failed to extract, I couldn't get the round out of the chamber. And of course, with the M&P line, I had the M&P 22 pistol. The extractor's right here, so what I would do is I would let it slam forward just like that to get the extractor around the rim of the casing, and then just try to pull it back as hard and quick as I can. Well, that didn't work, and I tried that many times, and I'm at an indoor range. So there's a couple things that I did. Obviously, I tried that. All while doing that, I made sure it was pointed down range. Additionally, you'll notice there's a pretty hard strike in the back here, what looks like. That's because I also pulled the trigger 2-3 more times to make sure this was in fact a spent casing and not a failure to fire or anything like that. Because I had a feeling I was going to have to take a rod and jam it down the end of the barrel to extract this, and that's exactly what I ended up doing. I ended up taking my little cleaning rod here and having to go down from the end of the barrel back down to get this out. And I could not for the life of me figure out why the heck it was stuck until I got it out. And notice this huge crack down the side. And again, I'm not 100% certain how well that's going to show up on video, but I will definitely take pictures as well. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you saw I posted this picture. I'd never seen anything like this before. In anything that I've ever shot, I've never had a failure like this. So as you can maybe tell, it expanded down here because of course the gases and everything didn't come out the end of the casing like they were supposed to. They kind of came out a little bit from everywhere, which bulged the case and basically locked itself in the chamber. So I took the cleaning rod and I took it out. However, I did not do that at the range. Safety being paramount, you don't want to start sticking stuff down the end of a barrel of a gun unless you absolutely know that round has been fired. And I did in this case because I pulled the trigger multiple times. And I heard the gun go off, I felt the gun go off, I saw it, it recoiled, but the casing didn't come out and it tried to chamber the next round. I knew the gun fired, but I still pulled the trigger on it 2 or 3 more times to make sure that the gun in fact did go off. So I cased it. When I was at the range, I realized there was no way I was going to get it out there. I put the gun in the case, and that was it. I was done because I had shot my other firearms to that point that I was there to shoot. I put it in the case. I went home. I came home, came out here to the workshop where I knew it was a safe place. I didn't have any other ammunition present. I had a safe place to work. I was perfectly good pointing the firearm in this direction. There's nothing but woods behind me out here. and a huge berm. Actually, there's a huge berm in the woods. So I decided to extract it here to make sure that I was safe, but also to show everybody else, look, I'm not here trying to be that guy who's clearing a malfunction in their firearm at a range when I'm pointing it in an unsafe direction possibly, or even not necessarily in an unsafe direction. Maybe I'm pointing it downrange the whole time, but you just don't want to be that guy. So my advice to you, should something like this happen, or really anything that requires the gun be taken apart and be inspected, looked at, maybe there's a blockage of some type, maybe you had a parts failure even, don't try to fix it at the range. If there's a gunsmith there where you are, put the gun down, go get the gunsmith, call them in, could you take a look at this? They might say, yeah, sure, I'll take a look at it. If it's a quick fix, simple, they'll do it right there maybe, or if it's something more, maybe they'll bring it back to their shop. Don't try to remedy the situation unless you know it's just a stovepipe, or if it's just something that can be easily done, you've handled, tap rack, whatever. That's one thing, but don't try to start diagnosing and clearing your firearms of, in this case, a major malfunction. I mean, casing split and it got locked in the chamber. Don't be that guy. Don't be that woman. Take it home. If you know what you're doing, take it home and clear it out yourself in a safe area. I wouldn't say your living room watching television with your kids running around would be a safe area either. I would definitely take it, because you never know. There still could be, a primer or something in here that didn't go off properly, or maybe it was a squib load, or maybe it was just something where where it was struck, it didn't fire from there. The primer maybe got tipped a little bit in this 22 casing, and it wouldn't fire there, but it would fire if I struck it there. Make sure you're disposing of live ammunition safely. If you don't know what safely means where you are, ask somebody. Talk to them about it. Hey, I've got this round, it didn't go off. I don't want to just throw it with the empty casings. Where do I put it? So that was again, I try to say quick video. Here I am over 8 minutes talking to you guys. Hopefully I can edit this down a little bit, but I wanted to share this with you because I feel it might help educate somebody out there, even if it's just one person. Let's make it be safe. With everything that's going on in the country, in the world, the last thing we need is another accident that somebody claims to be, an act of violence or something like that. We don't need another tragedy. So if you have something like this happen, and you don't know what you're doing, seek, professional help. I guess a gunsmith or somebody like that. If you do know what you're doing, make sure you're doing it in a safe environment. And perception is reality. I guess I'll end with that. Even though you're being safe, you're pointing the gun down range, you're at the range, you get something like this, and you start sticking the rod down the barrel and you're trying to jam this thing out, even though you know you're being safe and you know this round absolutely fired, it's perception. The people around you don't know your level of qualification necessarily in terms of firearms proficiency or gunsmithing proficiency. They don't know that. Perception is reality. Let's make sure people perceive firearm owners as cautious, safe, law-abiding individuals. So with that, I will say thank you all very much for watching. Be safe. I will talk to you all again very soon.